Entrapped in immense cold and isolated from the rest of the world, there lies a huge island, covered with masses of snow and ice amidst the Arctic region. This country happens to be the biggest island in the world. Do people really live in this part of the Earth? And if yes, how do they survive the extremely cold climate? Known to be the coldest, less populated, and also the most huge island in the world, it's none other than Greenland, also known as the Land of Snow. For someone living in a tropical region or someone who has never experienced cold weather, visiting Greenland is nothing but a nightmare. But the climatic conditions of this island are what makes it so fascinating to live and breathe upon. Now, you might wonder, is climate the reason why the country has such a low population? Although the Inuit have adapted to the climate through traditional knowledge and cultural practices, living in such a country is still not the easiest, especially for an outsider. To survive in a country where the temperature ranges from only minus 50 degrees Celsius to 10 to 15 degrees Celsius, a rare occurrence in the deep regions, surviving as an outsider is definitely not impossible, but incredibly difficult. Although living in coastal regions is still manageable. This island country stretches itself at a distance of 836,570 square miles. Almost 3/4 of the land is covered with snow. A submarine ridge no deeper than 0.114 miles connects the island with North America. Structurally, Greenland is an extension of the Canadian Shield, the plateau region of the Canadian North. What stands out about this island is its massive ice sheet, which is second only to Antarctica's in size. The Greenland ice sheet has an average thickness of 0.36 miles, reaches a maximum thickness of about 1.86 miles, and covers more than 1,118,470 miles, which is about 4/5 of Greenland's total land area. There are these long, deep fjords, reaching far into both the east and west coasts of Greenland, providing us with beautiful scenery. Alongside the coasts, the ice sheet fronts directly on the sea, with large chunks breaking off the glaciers and sliding into the water as icebergs. Due to its location, the weather constantly changes here, from blizzards to mild sunshine, and Greenland also becomes one of the few countries to experience midnight sun. The capital city of this island is Nuuk, although Greenland is officially one of the self-governing territories of Denmark. In this city, important activities related to the economy take place, including fishing and shrimp processing, the main factors for Greenland's economic growth. Since the 1990s, the tourist industry highly benefited the government of this country, despite substantial financial support from Denmark itself. Over the recent decade, oil drilling in Arctic waters also become one of the driving forces of the economy, especially due to the increasing rate of melting ice. With the opportunity for oil business, the news of glaciers melting down in a region of snow is alarming and calls for attention, doesn't it? Greenland is politically and culturally connected to Europe, particularly Denmark, but it's geographically tied with Northern America. The island contributes to the budget revenue of Denmark through fishing, rare mineral reserves, and oil. The glaciers melting down is one of the reasons, and people have slowly started to move away from the fishing business, although it's not necessarily threatened. And hence, young people began to immigrate to Denmark for better job opportunities. Although the melting of the glaciers is a result of global warming all over the world, it has somehow also caused the population of Greenland to slowly deplete. It is so ironic, considering how the country is already the least populated in the world, it's barely managing to thrive through all its spheres. Originally, Greenland was said to have been inhabited by the Inuits thousands and thousands of years ago. Although the Western influence of Denmark has been recognized internationally, traditions and cultural practices are equally significant and are to this day kept alive. Now, who exactly are these Inuit people? Believed to be crossing the northwest Greenland from the northern part of America, Inuits are a group of indigenous people who have a unique language and culture. It is said that they identify themselves based on dialects and their distinct sense of identity. Despite the variation, they share a common language, which gave rise to various dialects due to the vast distance among these people. Some of these dialects include Inupiatun, Inuvialuktun, Inuinaktun, Inuktitut, Inuktun, Kalaalisut, and Tunumiisut. These dialects are closely related to the Sugsestun, Yugtun, and Upigestun languages, spoken by the Sugpiat, Upiit, and Upiget in Alaska and Chukotka. Through the millennium, Inuit adapted to the harsh weather through various techniques. Since there was barely any presence of vegetables, trees, shrubs, or plants, seafood such as seals, fish, and walruses were their major food sources. They used harpoons to hunt and kill seals by using boats called kayaks. The whales, on the other hand, were hunted by using a larger boat called umiak. The dog sleds were used as the main transportation on the land. Many Inuits also hunted caribou with the help of dogs, such as the Greenland dog, Alaskan Malamute, and Siberian husky. One of the main reasons for hunting the caribou was to obtain its fur, which was later used as protection from the extreme cold weather. To this day, the culture is practiced by many Inuit people, featured in many of its preserves in the Greenland National Museum and archives in Nuuk. The Kituak Culture Center, which is also in Nuuk, hosts cultural events, concerts, and art exhibitions. Despite the efforts to preserve their culture, the Inuit still face various challenges, which include the language and its slow erasure and urbanization, which has led to communities also shrinking. But most importantly, Inuit have faced a significant amount of social and economic inequities due to immigration, marginalization, and most importantly, colonialism and climate change. Although the introduction of modern inventions such as snowmobiles replacing the old dogs and rifles replacing harpoons has made survival easier, the concern of it replacing the cultural traditions is still a question. As you can see, here is what modern life on the island looks like. Can we conclude that technical advancement is the only reason why surviving was made more convenient? Many Inuit were forced to abandon nomadic hunting and live in settlements and cities, to work in mines and oil fields. Others, particularly in Canada, have been known to form cooperatives to market homemade handicrafts, fish catches, and tourism ventures. So, this cannot be concluded as just a smooth economic development. It is the result of the exploitation of indigenous people, their land, and their practices, one of the common outcomes of colonial rule. Of course, all this is basically a forgotten collective memory because all these events happened quite some time ago. Now, many Danish people have also inhabited this country, adapting to the climatic conditions. Technology and economy have progressed with the blend of the Western culture, carrying the best of both worlds. Is the loss of indigenous Inuit culture still relevant, or not? Throughout history, due to colonial and imperialist rule, it's evident how various indigenous groups of people, ethnicities, and tribal people have lost their culture and barely hold on to its elements. Because of such loss, it's difficult to tell what's really a part of the culture and what's really not. Although culture evolves and changes, the forceful decline of culture due to colonization is a very important yet overlooked part. And of course, we are not ready to talk about it at all. Therefore, the worry of loss of culture remains relevant, no matter what. As of 2025, Greenland undeniably remains the world's most empty yet largest island country. I personally think it's because of its unique blend of history and culture, associated with its geographical location and climatic conditions, is what makes this country extraordinarily beautiful and stunning, and definitely worth a visit once in one's lifetime. Do you know anything else about Greenland which was not mentioned in the video? Comment down below. And don't forget to also comment below, telling me the next unique destination you would like me to explore and share your own unique travel experiences.